Welcome back, guys, and it's been a while actually since I recorded, so I'm probably going to be a bit rusty, but we are here today with a new deck, and as I'm guessing you can see by the name, we are here with a Decimator of the Provinces, green-black sacrificey kind of deck. I don't know how I feel about this deck. I feel it's got, like, it's really, really fun, and it feels powerful, but it's just got some really, really glaring weaknesses that just kill me inside. Like, the weaknesses of this deck, it's so straightforward. It's really weak to planeswalkers. Like I'm not even kidding. If they play a turn 3 Liliana, I'm just gonna rage quit on the spot because there's no coming back. They kill all your creatures and then just ultimate, and there's just no way to interact with them just because all our creatures are 1 toughness. As you can see, like they kill Ballista Pods, Carrier Thralls, Deathcap Cultivators, Visionaries, Scions. It's just brutal if they slam. Like, our only out, this deck literally has 1 out to if they slam a turn 3 Liliana, and that out is to somehow get like 3 creatures on the board and then slam down a Decimator of the Provinces, which is depressing in itself. And Gideon's also a problem. I mean, the late game planeswalkers like Obnixilis and like Sorin and stuff, they're still troublesome, but they're not nearly as big as a problem as the early ones. Because I mean, once we get the value train going on, we can generally like dig for an answer. But if they manage to disrupt that, then we're just screwed. But I mean, I'll just like shit on the deck for like 5 seconds. But I mean, it is really, really good. I think you have to cut a color now if you're going to be in Kratz. Like I used to play with during Kratz a lot. But we lost Sylvan Ranger. I replaced it with Visionary, but in the end of the day, I don't think it's secure enough to go into 3 colors. So I'm just sticking with straight green black. And we did get a lot of new toys in the expansion for Kratz, which make it very powerful. Number 1 being the Decimator itself. This thing is just, I'd say about 60% of the games I win with this deck will be with this card. I just get like three or four creatures on the board and then just go, right, it's about time. Decimated them by either fetching it with From Beyond or just draw it naturally or whatever with all the value I'm getting with like Smother Abomination. Then I kill them. Also got, Distended Mindbender. I like it as a one-off. I don't think I want 2 just because you're talking like 3 really, really big top-end creatures, and that can be bad sometimes. And there's some matchups that, like against humans, this is just it's not a dead draw, but it loses most of its value. But against like a controlling matchup, being able to steal 2 cards is pretty powerful. And again, we can get out turn 4, I think, in a dream situation. But most of the time, I'd say from turn 5 onwards, it's got a good chance of coming out. What else new did we get? We got, I'm running 2 Seed Guardian. I didn't run these before, but they work really well with Eldritch Evolution, which we'll get on in a second. And the other weakness of this deck is Flyers. Like a Spirit deck just murders us. So we needed some sort of like hedge against them, and Seed Guardian is there. And I think this is the last new card, actually. Yeah, it is, actually. So, last new card, and probably the most important one on the deck now, is Eldritch Evolution. This thing is so good in this deck. It's like, I can't even put it into words, but you can just grab whatever, like just say you've got an Antuka Husk and a bunch of creatures. Well, you don't have any way to really benefit from all them creatures. You fetch up a Smother and Abomination. You can, by sacking like something really easy like a Visionary or Carrier Thrall. And then like if you need the Husk, you can sacrifice, anything again. And it lets you find like you want answers. Like if I'm against a flying deck, I'll probably fetch up like a Seed Guardian or something. Not all the time, but depending on the situation. Like if I'm playing an aggro deck, I'll fetch up Kalitas because he's really good against them. So it gives you essentially multiple copies of all your one-of mythics. And then you've also got the combo of going Seed Guardian, Eldritch Evolution, fetching up Green Warden and Morasa, and then getting back your Seed Guardian, which is just value. And then the mana base is just the mana base. One-off Rogue's Passage just for the Husk. Guaranteed it's going to be my starting hand the entire game, but maybe we can get lucky. So I've had mixed results. Like I said, it's got weaknesses, but it's also got a lot of strengths, and it's a super fun deck to play, so we will jump online with it. What else is going on? I've joined the Steam Showdown Volume 3. I skipped the last one. I did the first one, which I'm sure you all remember from my mighty 2 and 3 finish with a Flame Shadow deck in a Moss world. And I haven't really decided what I want to play yet, but I don't know. I'm just experimenting with decks at the minute. The deadline is the 14th, so I've still got some time. And I'm just messing around with loads of different decks and see what we end up. We're playing the Big Band Burn, and we're on the play, which I quite like. Not with this hand. I'll keep. It's not good, but I'll keep. Don't want to go down to 6. And I mean, we don't get we get to go like Namtuka Husk, Nissa, or Nissa turn 3, depending on what we want to do. we're playing a blue deck, which means I might try and slam the Nissa down before he can counter it. And then, you know, he has to extend resources into it. Although if he's a burn deck, I might go against that. Although, I don't know. Simic into a Dustwatch Recruiter. A foil Dustwatch nonetheless. I think I'm gonna lead with the Nissa, and then I can go Husk, and then, you know, I can threaten to be able to make my Husk bigger. That seems good, and I can just jump this turn as well to keep my Nissa healthy. And we should be good. Depends what our opponent does here. He could just Bounding Crisis and then hit us for 2 anyway. I really quite like the Simic build where you have all the werewolves on turn 2 and then you can play a flash creature turn 3 and flip them. I find it pretty good. Our opponent just digs and finds nothing, and then he's going to attack, which is the right play. I will jump. And then I will play my... actually Seed Guardian could be the shout here. And then I could go Seed Guardian into... I think Seed Guardian, just be more efficient with mana. In case I draw a 2-drop next turn, I can go Husk and 2-drop. Seems pretty good. And I mean, he's not going to have removal, he's mostly going to be... In blue-green, he's most likely going to be bounce. So, I'll leave the Seed Guardian, then we can slam a Husk next turn. Just get this board clogged up and go for a Nissa ultimate. Worst case scenario, our opponent goes Foul Emissary, so it looks like he's the Emerge deck. So you could just play, what's that thing called? Elder Deep Fiend and just tap my entire board down, so... I don't think Nissa's ultimate's going to be too likely here, and he's probably running the Creative Hoof as well. Fetches up an Oblivion, so that's interesting, in green-blue. It's going to be a problem though, 8 toughness is a lot to get around, and the second one, okay. I don't know, I didn't really like this card. You have to emerge it to get like maximum value, which he's going to do now, but... I don't know, we can just keep making tokens here. He's going to flip his werewolf back. Have we drawn nothing but lands and a Husk here, which is typical, and... I actually had a game with this deck, like, off camera, where I got to 30 cards in my library and won the game with only 2 lands. I only drew 2 lands in the entire game. Do we attack? Yeah, why not? If he wants to trade, he's going to have to trade 2 creatures for it and I'd get a 1/1, which is not too good, but... Yes, I got to 30 cards with only 2 lands. I had a Deathcap Cultivator, and I think I made like Eldrazi Scions and stuff, but 2 lands in the top 30 cards was a personal highlight. And he can't really pressure Nissa here, and we know he's got the Vex and Scuttler, so I'll keep that in mind. Elder Deep Fiend, he's doing that on my turn, which is the right play, on upkeep as well, so that's pretty brutal. You go straight for the lands, interesting. I think you have to, I mean, yeah, you take my entire turn here, but... I mean, you're not really... You've put a 5/6 on the board and you flipped your werewolf, but... I'm like threatening the ultimate next turn now. He needs another one, which we know he's got the crab in hand, and we know he's got an Oblivion Soul in hand, so there's 4 cards he could potentially have. There's Oblivion Soul. Hopefully he hits a lot of land here. He hits none, he hits From Beyond, Up Nixilis, Liliana, and Blisterbard. I would have been happy with any of them. I'm kind of flooding out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, do we go for the ultimate now? Or... I think we do. Actually, no, we're gonna go plus one more time here. Especially just because we do that Sifter of Skulls, we should be able to protect our creatures. And I've got the Husk now as well, so I'm really... Might even be able to one-shot him here if he taps out again. But we've got the board locked up, and it might be greedy going for +1 because we could be potentially throwing away drawing 7 cards or whatever and gaining 7 life, but I'm going to try and do the maths now. With Rogue's Passage we gain 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, we got lethal because he's tapped out now, so GG. Yeah, so this is why I like the one with Rogue's Passage. Just when the board gets all clogged up like now, we can just kill him. And it's also why I like Sifter of Skulls. It's just, whoa, get out here. Sifter of Skulls just makes it so it doesn't look like you have lethal and then it comes out of nowhere. Like, I'll show you here. I don't even think we need the lethal. We're not even going to ultimate. I think we could have done it last turn, to be honest. I'm looking back. So you're unblockable. Sacrifice you first because we've got a bigger token, doesn't really matter. And we just sacrifice our entire board here. And I think we get there. So I think this is going to be more than enough, but I'm just going to sacrifice everything there. Make it unblockable. He can't block, he can't interact, and then, yeah, so... Nissa was probably... I think Nissa was MVP that game, just because she kept me alive, and then I can just attack through here. See if I did my maths right. I think this was 18, if I counted correctly, which is why I wasn't talking too much. Because I don't want to bad man as this guy, because he actually hasn't left yet, and... Hey, I'm good. So 18 damage, one turn, not bad. And why would you leave then? Why would you sit through all the sacrifice triggers and then leave at the very end? I don't know. Fair enough. But yeah, so I wouldn't even say my keep was very good there, to be honest. We didn't do anything till turn 3, which is not. I mean, we've got like all the blister pods and stuff, and hell, we didn't even like draw an Eldritch Evolution or anything. So I think that was an interesting game. Our opponent probably could have been a bit more aggressive, I think. I mean, granted, they didn't know how to draw the Rogue's Passage, which kind of just won me the game on the spot, but I think if they'd been attacking with like the Oblivion Sower and like, you know, all this stuff that... Because like Husk was the only deterrence there, and if I'm sacrificing my board to kill one creature, then Husk is eventually going to lose a lot of its value, so... I don't know, I think he sat back a bit too long there. But we'll jump into game 2, and we will try and continue this win streak. We're playing Leandar, who I've never heard of before. Someday I'll meet, like, I met someone I knew on the ladder when I was off camera, and it annoyed me because it never happens on camera. I'll keep. This is where I would. This is exactly the situation where Sylvan Ranger is a huge loss for Kraft's deck. Like if I had a Sylvan Ranger instead of Visionary, this would be 100% keep. Because I don't. This hand is shaky, especially if I don't draw land, I'm just screwed. 23 in the deck, you know, we've got Visionaries, we've got Blister Pods, so we should be able to stall out long enough, hopefully. Hopefully this guy isn't Boros Humans, because I don't think we can, especially if we get land screwed here. 5 drop off the top. We're going to draw Decimator here, I just know it. Getting for 1 damage, so I mean we didn't completely lose because we managed to hit him down to 19. The thing is we need double black and double green at the minute, so... Well, we got double black. I kind of would almost prefer double green for the Eldritch Evolution. Be able to get a Kalitas on the field if he's humans. But we will see. You could just drop like a blue mana here and be a surprise Jeskai. To be honest, because he's playing the top line, okay, he's Mardu, which means he's going to have a million sweepers. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Do you want to grab a Husk here? You could just have removal for it, but I think it's worth grabbing a Husk here because we've got the Smothering Abomination as well. So, and then we got we got like a pseudo combo going on. Eventually, we got 2 creatures we don't mind sacrificing, and we'll have a look through our deck. Actually, we could get Liliana, I guess, but that doesn't really protect us from sweepers. I'm gonna get Husk. Because if he's got Languish, we can protect our Husk, and if he's got Radiant Flame, same thing. And we can get the Abomination on next turn, and we can hopefully draw a bunch of cards, and then try and outvalue him. So this could work out alright. If he does have the sweeper, we have an Obnixus follow-up, so I'm not too worried here. This Tended Mindbender is probably going to be really good in this matchup if I find something I don't mind sacrificing to. Author Chandra. He's going to point it at this thing, isn't he? Yep. Sacrifice the Scion because in case I want to emerge something out, Visionary's got more value. Or if I draw like a second Eldritch Evolution. Carry Thrall's good, but I think I'm just going to get the Abomination out this turn. If he kills the Visionary, I'm going to have a tough decision, but I don't know. I think it's worth spiking the Abomination out, and then, like I said, if he has the Sweeper, we can hopefully draw a 5th land and then just slam up Nyxlis. And like if we get to untap here, we're going to be so far ahead because we'll get to carry a Thrall and keep our 2 power creatures. Keep our Husk and our Abomination on the field. And then we can start working away at his hand next turn because we can emerge something out if we draw a land anywhere. We can emerge out a Visionary, say, or a Carrier Thrall. But he's playing green, okay, so it's 4 colours here. Kozilek's Return. So we're gonna have this tough decision, but at least we're gonna draw 2 cards. So I mean, the Smothered Abomination. Okay, we do another Husk. Never mind. We're not getting rid of the Abomination now. But I mean, even if we did have to sacrifice the Abomination, it drew us 2 cards, which wasn't terrible. Yeah. Hopefully we draw a 5th land here. That would be pretty good. Alas, I think we just go Carry Thrall. Evolutionary Leap. Would have really loved the 5th land there, but unfortunately. So I mean, we should be able. I mean, if he has another Sweeper, he's going to be able to. We should be able to keep the Smother Abomination around at least. We've got Liliana Husk next turn as well, so we can flip a Liliana, which is going to put pressure on the control player. So I don't think we're in a bad situation. Just depends. If he has like a Linvala, we could be really far behind. Have 3 Bone Splinters. They're kind of my answer. Kalias is a problem as well. We can fly over it. Well, we can have Nyxlis minus if we draw a land, which, come on, we really should draw a land here. Bang. Oh shit, he gets the token first. I forgot about that, my bad. I'll smack my ass. The worst thing here is if we Blister Pod to kill this thing, it's gonna give him another zombie, but I think we have to do it now before he can, because we're gonna have to sacrifice. Yeah, that sucks really bad that we didn't see a 5th land. Really sucks. Honestly, I might get rid of this Abomination now. Just trade it in here by going Liliana, Bone Splinters, my Abomination, flip it, kill his Kalias, and then draw a card. That really sucks. That really sucks. 4 lands. I mean, I know we were only running 23, but I mean, I don't know, 16 cards, only seen 4 lands is pretty bad. Honestly, I think I'm going to do this. I can't do it, never mind. Well, I'm terrible. We'll just go like this. He can attack in, and if he's sitting back, then he's not going to kill us. I'm just really worried about Languish here. You know what, because I'm worried about Languish, I shouldn't even play about that Blister Pod, Crisp or Darkness, but yeah, I fucked this up. I fucked this game up big time. I tilted pretty bad when I didn't see a land 2 turns in a row. I don't know, we can clock him in the air. I mean, really, should I be too worried here? He's gonna gain life, never mind, what am I talking about? Well, we kill this thing next turn, and then we got him on a, okay, this 3-turn clock, and a Nissa. He's going to make another zombie here, but I don't know, we can slam down a Husk or something. I don't think I've played this game well, at all. Well, I asked for a land and I got it, eventually. Shit, I don't even make the zombie. Oh my god, I'm fucking terrible at this game. Do we just Distended Mindbender here? Make a 5/5? No, we have to kill this. We have to kill this Kalias. We can minus with Nyxlis. And then he has to point a zombie at it, I guess. We're gonna lose our Smother Abomination here, so... I don't know, I've played this absolutely terribly. This is an example of how not to play this deck. Forgot about Cletus Exile, forgot about everything. 5 mana. I mean, we're not technically we're not out of it yet. We're gonna draw 2 more cards next turn. I doubt he points a removal spell at this thing when it's just gonna die to itself anyway. We just have to hope. Okay, Sauron, we've lost. Yeah, we've lost. If he -3's here, anyway. If he draws a card, I'm not too worried. Yeah, -3's fair enough. He'll kill my Obnix, and we're just not gonna be able to punch through enough damage here, especially with the life gain. I don't think I played this game well at any point, so I'm not gonna get upset or say like the deck was at fault here. I think I'll just play this terribly. And our opponent played it pretty well, to be fair. Like, I don't think they've made a mistake either. Enoch. Well, okay, they're playing Enoch Guide. that's the biggest mistake we've seen from them so far. I think we just get clocked here, don't we? 6th land. I don't know. I think if we'd drawn them lands a couple turns early, we would have been fine. We would probably would have took this game. No point. I'm not going to Bone Splint as a zombie token or anything, so just sack this to Evil Leap and then I don't know. Honestly, we're looking for like a Decimator kill. That's our only hope right now. We don't even have a board to go on, so it's not looking too likely. I don't know. I think if I'm my opponent, I'm just gonna minus Sorin at my creature All-in code. I don't know. Yeah, I think them 2 turns where I stumbled on lands and I could have like Obnixed this to kill this Cletus a long time ago before he made all these zombies. That might have been. And then from then on, I kind of tilted my way to Oblivion. I think that's where I lost the game. Which is fair enough. And I might just leave this because I don't think we have an out and our opponent's taken ages. So, there we go. Planeswalkers decks, I don't know. I generally leave once they've got ahead now. Not because I think it's like I get angry or because I'm upset, it's just because like it's not like they're doing anything wrong either. It's just they're playing out the game. But when you've got 4 Planeswalkers and you have to +1 each one, it ends up taking like 10 minutes, and there's no outs for me there. I need him to decide not to kill my Scion token. I need him to not kill my Husk and then let me get a board somehow, which is not going to likely happen, and then create a Hoof, which is not going to happen again. So might as well just jump into game 3 against Rakar, who again I don't know. Someday I'll see someone on camera and I'll tell nostalgic stories about them. No. There's a good keep. 1 drop, 2 drop, and then I mean all we need right now is like some value from all these creatures, so Eldritch Evolution or Husk or Evil Leap or Abomination. So I mean there's plenty of stuff here. And like I said, Rogue's Passage is always in your starting hand. It's just a fact. Although I'm not too worried here unless we draw a back spell off the top. When it rains it pours. Which one do we want to lead with here? I like leading with Visionary, gives us more options. See if what we want to decide to do next turn. Like if we draw Liliana, we know we want to try and hit double black somehow, and Husk is good. So I'm pretty happy. This has turned out to be a good keep, even though we're missing a colour. Okay, we're playing Bant. Bant Alchemist File is I'll admit, a combination I've never seen before. I've got to keep that in mind though, because that can lock down Husk, even through this Rogue's Passage. So, ooh, Liliana. I was so close when I called it before that I said I'd draw Liliana. But yeah, we're just gonna go Husk here, and then hopefully just try and pressure him out. Although pretty much everything in Bant is just either gonna bounce or just straight up exile Cletus. So I'm not Cletus, Husk. So it's probably, I mean, Husk's probably just gonna die here, but you know, morally it's important. Retreat to Kazandu. I'm guessing this is some sort of tutelage deck. That's my only thing here. Can we actually kill our opponent here? It's gonna be close. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So next turn. Yeah. That's scary because we're actually pretty close. Next turn we can actually kill our opponent if he just taps out again for like a tutelage. And even if he does just wipe the board here, we'll have 2 Scions, take him down to 11. And we did miss our land drop though, so it's probably just going to be one of them games. Like, I don't like going to 24 in Kratz, just because whenever I've been on 24 lands in Kratz, it's been stuff like 8 lands in the top 15 cards and stuff like that. It's just variance, but it sounds like this, he attempted to add another card. Forgotten Creation, what are we playing? The game's punishing me for some reason. Okay. Forgotten Creation. He has to block Husk here, otherwise he dies, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, I can't do maths. I don't know where I'd be able to kill him this turn from. If we draw on a land, we could have killed him. I'm gonna stay aggressive here. Whatever he blocks, I'll just sacrifice. Hey, I even get to play a creature this turn, so that works out pretty well. Probably play out the Seed Guardian, I'm guessing. Seed Guardian or Cletus? That's the question. Well, we can't play out Cletus, so that makes my choice for me. So, like, if he sweeps the board here, this is quite funny actually. We'll have a what will we have? We'll have a 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have a 5/5 and a 1/1 Scion. So it's not exactly like he'd be coming out particularly on top there. We can actually Distended Mindbender, I think, next turn. Talented Telepath. Yeah, he's definitely a mill deck. He has Bone Splinters, which he can hit. I think that's the only thing he has. Yeah, he hits 1. Typical. Kills the Husk. What can we do here? I think if we hit land, I might just Distended Mindbender him. Oh, never mind. Let's see how far we can go. I made it to 30 before on 2 lands. Let's see if we can make it to 30 again with 3. So, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty fine with that he's just used his Alchemist File there. Just because... what was I going to say? Just because it means he can't do it on a Husk later on in the game. Like, right now, Husk is lethal. If I... What's it called? If I eventually get to a point where I can actually Rogue's Passage it out. And like I said, if he has the Planar Outburst here, I'll have a big creature. I'll have a... I don't know, we've got 3 creatures in the graveyard. 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll have 8 power on the board. So he's going to awaken that out, but it's not going to do too much from here. Blister Pod. Oh god, this game. I'm very tilted right now, as I'm sure you can tell, but I'm trying not to let it affect me. Down to 4. But he's got life gain, so... like, if he goes Planar Outburst here, that would be a sick play, because he'd keep his land. And that would be able to keep it on defense to chump. But if he does Planar Outburst and tap his green land, then I have lethal with the Seed Guardian, I think. This is definitely an interesting deck. Forgotten Creation, it's definitely a mill deck. I mean, it's 100% because he's got Forgotten Creation for tutelage. Talented Telepath, mill, stall, so it's just an interesting way to go about it. Tamio's Journal. Well, yeah, so this is a spicy mill deck. Nope, land just doesn't exist. We can From Beyond. Honestly, if this turn goes, I might From Beyond, but I think he goes down to 1. He has to block the Husk. Yeah. So I mean, I'll keep my Husk on the field to kill his land, which means I'll sacrifice the Scion because it'll let me play a From Beyond. And that should offer some. I mean, you could have Solemn Offering, but there will never be a game where I play around Solemn Offering. I'm sorry, this is not happening. So our opponent, he's got 4 cards in hand. He's gonna make a clue so he can dig a bit. But Planar Outburst doesn't do it, even if he draws the second white. Oh well, there's the second white, and he'd need like Planar Outburst into Fog. That's his out, and sucks the clue. He doesn't even have a land for a Planar Outburst now. It needs to be he needs to either tap down my creatures or stall for a turn. So I think we're there. Tireless Tracker is not going to buy him enough. Yeah, he's gone. We're going to play this one out because I want to see if I draw the land. And do we see land numero 4? Hey, just on time. Just as the game's about to end. Yeah, we don't need to play anything because he's dead. So yeah, so that was an interesting series. I tilted game 2. I'm still pretty tilted now, but we still managed to get 2 wins out of the game. And I did say the deck was weak to Planeswalkers, to be fair, and that guy was a Planeswalker deck. But, hey, we get to do all our quests at least, I think. Yep, 120 gold. Standard 270 gold for a win right there. And we'll call it quits there. So that's the deck. I like it, despite the fact I tilted with it. We didn't get to see the Creator Hoof at any point, which is kind of sad, but it is in the deck, and surprisingly you do win a lot of games with it, believe it or not. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, I will see you later.